you doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for taking a couple minutes and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to make sous vide beef shoulder roast, otherwise known as beef chuck. Now, normally when you buy beef chuck, it's the inexpensive piece of meat. It's got a lot of fatty tissue in there, but it's the front part of the rib of the cow, the same section towards the back end where you get prime rib. So there's some really good meat in there. You just have to know how to cook it properly. Normally, you buy beef chuck steaks at the butcher, you throw it in the slow cooker, the crock pot, and you let it cook all day. It shreds up, the fat melts down, and it's really good. But I'm going to be cooking this a little bit different in my sous vide machine. I'm going to be cooking this at 135 degrees, and you can go anywhere from 18 to 48 hours. The minimum of 18, because you want to have enough time to have all that connective tissue and the fat to kind of melt down a little bit. And it's going to give you a consistency that you didn't think was possible in this cut of meat. Now, what I have here is over a 7-pound roast that I got from my butcher, and they've already, they just cut a big piece instead of those thin steaks that you might be familiar when you see beef chuck at the butcher showcase there. And they've already wrapped this up with some twine, and so it's a nice big piece of meat here that's all held together. And this is going to be really easy. I'm not going to overthink this. We're going to do some kosher salt, some ground black pepper, some garlic powder, and then I'm going to saute some garlic and some rosemary, and I'm going to put that in the bag with a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to sous vide it and pretty much save all that juice that's going to form in the bag after it's cooked that long. We're going to make a delicious gravy, and this is going to be so good and delicious. You're going to be amazed at the results, taking an inexpensive piece of meat like this and turning it into something absolutely delicious. A lot of people refer to this as poor man's prime rib, and I'm going to show you how it actually is going to be like a poor man's prime rib when we're done. So stick around. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is mix together my basic rub here. I got a little shaker container here. I got I'm keeping it easy, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. We want more salt than anything else, because that's what's going to help tenderize the meat. Then I'm doing 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm sorry, not teaspoon, tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, and then 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of the garlic powder. So we're gonna screw this on here. We're gonna give it a really good shake. And then here is my roast. Boom. And we're just gonna apply a nice amount of this rub all over. So there you go. We're just gonna apply this, a nice coating on the top, on the sides, on the back. So let me continue to do this. I'll meet back with you guys in 1 second. Alright, so just take a frying pan. We're going to add some olive oil. I've had this heated up for a few minutes. And then I took a bunch of garlic and I kind of crushed them a little bit, just because we want to release some of those flavors. So I'm going to throw that in there. And then some fresh rosemary. Just going to throw a bunch in here. So we're just going to saute this for a few minutes till those flavors all come out. And we're going to add this to our sous vide bag with that roast. So I'll continue to do this. We'll be back in a second. Alright, so you just need a few minutes. You see how the garlic's starting to brown a little bit? We just want to release some of those flavors. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go ahead and get that roast into a sous vide bag, and then I'll pour this into the bag before I seal it up. We'll be back in a second. Alright, here we are, sealed in the bag. You can see I poured the olive oil, the garlic, and the rosemary on top. And I sealed it up. I, of course, double sealed it on both sides, since this is going to be a very long cook, which I recommend. Now, you probably could get away with Ziploc freezer bags, but you know, anytime I'm going you know, close to 24 hours, I just like to use the vacuum seal. Just I guess a little insurance. I seal them on both sides. I've never had a leak yet, so there you go. Waiting for my sous vide bath to warm up, and we'll plop this in. All right, the sous vide bath has come to temperature, 135 degrees. That's kind of like on the top end of medium rare, medium, which is how my family like it. It's still going to be nice and pink inside. You can choose whatever temperature you like. And like I said, anywhere from 18 to 48 hours. The longer, it's just going to make it a little bit more tender. Now here comes the fun part. I hope I didn't overfill this. I might have to take a little water out. Oops. Perfect. And whenever you have a long cook like this, you want to put some kind of cover because you want to prevent the water from evaporating. I just use these sous vide balls. They form a nice seal. If you don't have that, you can use aluminum foil, saran wrap, just something, because obviously water is going to start evaporating, especially if you're going to go, you know, 24 hours or longer. But these sous vide balls are pretty cool because they form a nice little seal. Just like so. Spread them out. And there we go. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer on this thing. We're going to go at least 24 hours because right now it's 3:30. We're going to eat this tomorrow for dinner, so it's going to probably go 25, 26 hours total, give or take. But that's the great thing about sous vide. You get a little distracted, you're busy doing something, you're not set to an exact time frame. If it goes an extra couple hours, it's probably just going to make it taste a little bit better. No harm, no foul. So there you go. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. I'll meet up with you guys tomorrow. We'll check it out, and we'll finish cooking it and, of course, taste testing it. See ya tomorrow. Welcome back, guys. Beverage review time. Hop juice from Left Coast Brewery Company out of San Clemente, California. A triple Indian Pale Ale. 10% alcohol by volume. That's what I'm having, and this is my daughter, Ava Grace. Say hi.
Hi.
She's going to be doing a review on Apple and Eve Very Berry Juice. All right. Now I'm doing this for Farmore's sake. She was standing on the ground. Now she's standing on the stool because she likes to be a little bit higher.
When Daddy went around, I standed up. It looks like I'm growing, you know? Since you don't
But Farmore was convinced that some people might think she's this tall. And I'm like, oh, come on. She's a little girl. You're not that tall. Oh, well, you're going to be as tall as Daddy one day.
I am.
Yeah, 8 years old.
Yep.
Okay.
You thought I was 9 or 10.
Oh, I was just joking. All right, so I'm going to stick that in for you. Don't drink yet. That's your Very Berry. You like those Adam and Eve drinks, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I think I've had something of theirs before, this Left Coast Brewery. I love San Clemente. We went camping not too long ago, and we spent the day down by the San Clemente Pier. The beach was fun. It's just a cool little small...
I liked it. It was really waves, not like a swimming, floating area. It's like waves.
Yeah, nice waves. It's a perfect spot if you're in Southern California. It's not quite as popular and commercialized as like Huntington or Newport Beach, but it's just got a little quaint kind of neighborhood beach town. All right, guys, as always, I appreciate you watching my video. This, by the way, has got 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, it's going to be a full 24 hours, but it's probably going to be a little bit longer than 24. By the time I get it out and so forth. But like I said earlier, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
All right, Ava Grace.
What?
Ooh, I smell malt and hops.
Drink the juice?
Let's do a cheers.
Oh, the cheers. I wish it doesn't spill this time.
Yeah, don't squeeze it. I know when you squeeze it.
Because when I was in the car, it spilled and it was on my pants.
Oh,
no.
no.
It dried quickly. It was like over here.
Oh, okay, well that's okay. It's just juice. It won't hurt.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. All right, let's give it a sip and then look at the camera and tell them what you think, okay?
Okay.
That's good. Oh, it is. It's hoppy. Definitely. But it's not the hoppiest thing I've tried. It does have a little bit of fruit flavor, a little piney, and a little bit of malt I taste too. All right.
So this is like a berry, a squished fruit, and it makes like a cream. It's a creamy, berry-est little tasting thing I like.
What kind of berries is in there? What's on the picture?
Berry.
Oh, it just shows strawberries. Is there anything besides strawberries?
Raspberries.
Oh, and raspberries.
That are kind of like strawberries, but they have the same kind of plant as strawberries do.
Yeah. Can you taste both raspberries and strawberries in it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah? That's one of her favorite juices, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. One more cheers.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you doing my video.
Thanks.
And I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to enjoy this beer. When this thing goes off in 13 minutes, I'm just going to let it go. I'll turn the alarm off. Let it continue to cook. It's been going for, like I said, 24 hours. We'll be back shortly. We'll finish this off, and more importantly, have the important taste test at the end.
And I'll finish the juice.
And you'll finish the cheers.
Another cheers. We did like 3 cheers today.
3 cheers. And cheers to the camera.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's our cups of our juices so you know what they look like.
Alright guys, we'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the basic rub that we're going to apply to the top of this when we crisp it up in the oven. So this is the original rub I made. 2 parts salt, 1 part black pepper, 1 part garlic powder. We're going to pour that into a mixing bowl here, and then I got some rosemary that I chopped up finely, and we're going to add some of this as well. Just so you know, I got this recipe off chefsteps.com. I'll leave a link below. So this is the herb seasoning we're going to put on the beef to kind of add a crispy layer to it. We'll be back in a second. I'll show you the next step. Alright, welcome back. It's been around 29 hours total. And this is more than ready. Let me see if I can scoop this out with all these sous vide balls. I should probably scoop them up. Oops. There goes one on the floor. Let's see. Oh. Woo, this is heavy. Okay. Oh, wow. As you can see, there's a lot of liquid in this bag, and we're gonna save that because that's gonna make some awesome gravy. So here we are. We've taken it out of the bag. That's how it looks right there. We got quite a bit of liquid. As you can see here, I'm going to reduce this down in a hot frying pan. We're going to make some delicious au jus gravy for this. Okay, so you want to place it on some kind of rack that you can place it in the oven here. And like I said, this recipe is based off Chef Steps. I'll leave a link below. But we took an egg white and we kind of whipped it up here. And we're going to apply this on the top just to have kind of a binder to have this spice rub adhere to the top of this beef roast here. Like so. Here's that little rub we put together. 2 parts salt, 1 part black pepper, 1 part garlic powder, and some chopped up rosemary. And we're just going to sprinkle this on the top here. It's going to add a nice little crispy layer. We're going to put this in the broil in our oven for 10-15 minutes just to crisp it up. Oh, this is going to be delicious. Look at this. You know, I love the smell of that fresh rosemary. It smells wonderful. Alright, there we go. I'll throw this in the oven. We'll be back in a second. Alright, it's been in the oven for around 5 minutes. Let's see. Oh, it's starting to smoke. You know what? I think it's okay. We're just trying to... There we are right there. You know what? It's starting to crisp up a little bit. I'll give it another couple minutes. Be back in a second. Alright, so it's been another 5 minutes. I think it's done. Let's see here. Ooh, it smells great. Oh yeah, here we go. It's got a little crispy on top. Alright, let me transfer this to the carving plate. I'll slice it up. You'll get a close-up look. We'll be back in a second. Ooh, look at this. Perfectly cooked. Wow. Absolutely delicious. Okay, let me continue slicing this. Hang on, let's just do this real quick so you guys can see. Look at how delicious that looks. Nice and juicy. I don't know if you can see. I don't want to squeeze all the juice out of it, but my goodness. Alright. I'm going to continue to slice this and we'll try it in just a second. Alright, welcome back. I'm here with my wife Monica.
Hi.
I sliced some up here. Now bear in mind this is chuck roast, not prime rib. Although it kind of looks like prime rib.
Wow.
I mean, it tastes nothing
Wow.
like chuck roast. Or
Okay,
what-
I don't know much about meat like you do. I'm not as much of a meat person, but I pictured like beef stew meat when he says chuck roast. I didn't think
Well-
it was like this. This is really good.
That's what beef chuck roast is, really. Beef stew meat.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's really good. I was just thinking beef stew meat. I'm blown away.
And you can see the color. It's like perfectly cooked, but it's like the consistency is different. I mean, it almost,
It's like prime rib.
yeah, it tastes like prime rib, or at least a really tender steak.
That stuff you put up, whatever you did on the outside, is really, really good. I can taste that.
Rosemary, salt, pepper, garlic powder.
That is delicious.
Wow, and you know what? Really, if you have a sous vide machine, you really have to try this, because that's where the machine really comes into focus and shines, when you can take an inexpensive piece of meat and turn it into something that's going to blow people away.
It's really good.
Because this does taste like prime rib. Okay,
This
one
would
more
be
piece.
good if you had like, I think, if you had like a big holiday gathering and you had your whole family and friends over and you didn't want to spend like $500 on meat. This is
No, but
great,
you know
man.
what? You can always like cook a ham, turkey, and have this
Yeah.
as an option, you know.
Totally.
Cook it sous vide ahead of time, keep it in the fridge for a couple
Can I have
days,
this?
and just, warm it up. And everyone's going to be impressed. They'll be like, wow, what is that? Oh, yeah, it's chuck
It's
roast.
really good. It tastes like prime rib. I mean,
Wow.
maybe a little bit more texture than prime rib.
It's
But
not
the flavor,
quite as tender,
it's good.
but
It's really, really good.
It's
close.
really close. I mean, it is poor man's prime rib, I would have to say. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. And check out my link above to my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.